I'm Sharon Bellamy. My husband and I started Bellamy Remodeling in 1975. I developed the business part of the business, and Bruce, of course, was the carpenter and the technician, and we worked together side by side. I'm always asking for money, and he's always going out to collect it, and we're trying to make sure that the jobs are always going well. Bruce was on a job, this was very early, and he found a cricket in the roof where there was a whole hive of bees. And he became then interested in beekeeping. So we had bees for always. We used to go capture wild swarms. So we extracted the honey and then we would bottle it, and Bruce would always take it to a client's house as a thank you for letting us do the work for them. So that continued, and it has continued forever. In 1987, Greg joined the business and started working with Bruce, and which I think they enjoyed it very much. Greg really enjoyed working and learning and developing his skills.
Hi, Mom.
Hey.
I'm Greg Bellamy. I started the company in 1987 officially. I always used to work with my dad prior to that during summers and holidays, but it was great starting in the business. I loved it. My parents encouraged me to do something else if I wanted to, and they said go into the military, travel the world, and get paid for it. But I opted not to, and so I worked in the field and loved using my hands and seeing the craft that all my coworkers were doing, and I loved learning. I was in the field for 12 years, and then came out of the field and got into production. And I was in the production for 10 years, going around running jobs, meeting clients. Then from there, I got into estimating at the office, and I loved that. And then and now I own the company and basically run the company. I've got phenomenal employees, and I think I got a lot of the morals and ethics from my mom and dad.
I hope so.
They always treated their employees really, really well. Dad would always say, "Without your employees, you got nothing."
That's for sure.
And he's right. And to this day, we try to do the best that we can for our employees.
Another thing that we did was, because of the industry that we're in and also today's environment, most people don't have a retirement. And we were able to legally match a retirement fund that belonged to our employees. And I was a big proponent of it, and I tried to tell these young people who were in their early 20s, many, that if they started saving now, they would have money when they retired. And if they didn't, they couldn't live on Social Security. And maybe they won't even be Social Security by the time they get to that point. In 1990, Katie joined us in the business. She was in college and taking accounting. So when she came in, she had the expertise of working with computers, working with DOS back in the day.
Hello.
Hey.
And I'm Katie Bellamy. I started working for Bellamy Remodeling in 1990 under Sharon's awesome tutelage. We started off in an office. It was only 3 feet by...
No, it's 5 feet by 12 feet.
5 feet by 12 feet. And, we had to wiggle by each other. I had a typewriter that you push the buttons way down. Then we went on to the electric typewriter, and Sharon was always very particular on how the contracts were typed. And if there was any errors, I had to rip that paper out, throw it up, and do it again. Once I started helping Sharon in the office, I took up more of the day-to-day stuff, and Sharon was able to do a lot more marketing for the company, contacting the clients, reaching out to magazines.
More of a face in the community.
Exactly. In 1992, I was part of the Home Builders Association of Schenectady, and myself and 2 other contractors decided that it would be really helpful if many of the remodelers in the area were able to have their own council, because a home builder and remodelers are a little bit different industries. And so we worked to get all the paperwork set up and make sure that everything was correct and legal. And then we had, I think, around 25 members, and we all sat and shared stories with each other and tried to help each other out with business plans. And many remodelers were single men operations, or perhaps only just a few employees, and those of us that had more employees wanted to share our knowledge and help the remodeler. In 1993, we started doing more active community service work. We had always been firefighters, but because we were in the Home Builders Association, and because we also had we joined Rotary, there were opportunities for us as a company and people to begin to give back. And so we did quite a few projects in the area. We did a project for hospice. We did work on Green's Corner School, which was a restoration of an old schoolhouse.
With the Rotary.
With Rotary in West Glenville. The community had given us so much that we really felt an obligation to give some of that back. And Rotary happens to be a very good organization that does so much for not just our local community, but the world as a whole. Sit up straight, Sonny.
So Zachery, in 2019 is when he came into the business.
Hi, Zach.
Hey guys.
Zach.
I'm Zachery Bellamy. I started working with the company and Dad, and this summer, going into my senior year, I just worked full time over the summer. I couldn't work with any power tools because I was under 18, so I had a hammer and nails pretty much for the summer, and a broom. I was just cleaning up after everybody and doing what I could, soaking up as much knowledge as I could.
Zachery, in right around 2030s, right around in there is when Zachary's going to take the business over. I won't fully retire. I'll semi-retire, but I'll be working for my son. Just the opposite right now. I hope he treats me well.
For sure.
That's kind of what happened with Bruce.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
We retired in 2008.
and I ran the company.
And you ran the company.